business portion of the meeting. Thank you all for attending our March 2nd general meeting. I have my email earlier today with the wrong date. It confused too many of you. Luckily Chuck corrected that in a timely manner. Our President Jerry unfortunately could not make it tonight due to a scheduling conflict. So as the Vice President, I'll be presiding over the business portion of this meeting, as well as introducing our featured guest speaker for tonight. So with that, let's start our monthly budget report forum with Ellen, our treasurer.
Well, my card here, and I'll give you the whole thing. Okay, we got $3,070.61, plus or minus a couple thousand, probably, right? And we have 142 members, and I haven't been able to send out notices for those who are due, so there's 32 that are due that I haven't sent notices out, so I'll be sending those out. That's about it.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you for not Tom for refreshments that we can send around.
Oh, right.
Thank you.
So, the person you've all been waiting to hear from, Tom says, with our refreshments for tonight.
Yay!
We have some great refreshments tonight provided by Chuck and Pat, Carl and Lisa, and also Mike Chipnick.
And I'd
So, what else
like, if Elisa could describe a little bit the dishes that she home cooked for us, that would be wonderful.
Well, there's a quinoa salad. It has sort of it has a light curry flavor, and it's got apples and nuts, almonds, apart from mince and a few other things. And then there's some green beans with beef and tomatoes, and that's sort of inspired by my love for Persian food. And then I made some steamed rice.
And Mike brought some beautiful desserts, and Pat and Chuck brought
I used the charge card.
All right, so I think that's all we can say about refreshments. Please, we're passing around a sign-up sheet. If you can fill in empty spots, we'd really appreciate that. I think that April, we could use one more person maybe to help with Martin and Jen.
We sure love our refreshments. So next up on our officer list is Merchandise Manager Pat McPartland. What's in store for us today?
What's in store for you today? As you can probably see, we did not bring the tubs today. We just, my back was out a little bit, and my husband said, let's not bring the tubs. So we didn't bring the tubs. I do have mugs or cups up there. We only have 6 of the special limited pins left. Those are really cool. And then we have patches and hats up there. Those are easy to bring along. And then I also have pictures from the website of the different clothing pieces that we have. And then there's the tote bags, and I've got an order form up there. So if you like something that you've seen somebody else wear, I want that, and they won't give it to you, then please come up and order them, and I will get them to you sometime. That's it. Oh, and Paul and I are going to, you don't know Paul, but Paul Wynn and I, the webmaster, we're going to get some pictures on here on the website of the color ones. So the color clothing. So,
These?
yeah.
That are great colors?
Yes, we're going to borrow your hat.
Okay.
All right. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Moving on to Tom Whittemore, our newsletter editor. Any comments to make about this one?
Well, just please send things electronically for the newsletter. I always appreciate it. I thank Jerry for his article again, and he's doing that, the camera thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of it. The status of the computer system of Westmont, you know, I'm not sure when we'll have that up and rolling again, but what that means is please, you know, come out with your scopes to support, you know, those third Friday outreaches at Westmont. Ken Kelstrom's been in touch with DFM, they made the scope, and we're supposed to get a loaner computer, maybe to get this guy running again. But yeah, the thing went belly up kind of around the end of the year, and it's been pretty frustrating. Ken and I worked on it quite a bit, independently, and didn't quite get it to go. Or we got it to go for 2 minutes.
Well, that's a start. Okay, and speaking of telescopes, Art Harris, our equipment coordinator, any announcements for today?
Not really. I've got some donations which Paul will pick up perhaps tonight and sell for us. And he seems to be doing pretty well with that. And remember the usual spiel, if you got anything you're stepping over and getting fired of it, give it to me.
All these telescopes.
No. I'll take a used car, wherever I can benefit the public.
And last but certainly not least, our outreach coordinator, Chuck McPartland, with a summary of the month's outreach.
But first, last month I gave away the outreach awards, the outreach pins from the NASA Night Sky Network for folks that helped out at 6 or more outreaches, and a couple of people were AWOL. So Paul. And Edgar was hiding in the Philippines.
Just throw it out.
Okay, so we're full of school science nights this month. Tomorrow night, and also UCSB got us twice. So tomorrow night, we're at the Anacapa lawn, which is right near the Anacapa residence along Lagoon Road. So that's the one that kind of overlooks Goleta Beach over there. And it's probably going to be a little squishy from the rain, but they did turn the sprinklers off, so we don't have to worry about that. And then on Monday the 5th, we're going to set up in the Manzanita residences, which are all the way over on the other end of the campus, looking out on the beach there, right at the edge of Isla Vista. And we're going to set up right in the middle of their main plaza there. So it's not really dark, but we can see some things and show them stuff. For this one, it looks like the clouds will go away just like as we're setting up. And it's looking like it might be a decent night. For this one, it looks like we might get a cloud out. We'll see. Like 50% clouds right now is what it's looking like. La Colina Junior High the next night for an astronomy night for them, or one of their, an astronomy science night that their emphasis is on astronomy. That's another one that's not terribly dark, but we hide in a little, on the eastern side of the campus, we hide in a little cubby hole between a couple of the buildings next to the gym there, where we don't get all the lights from the soccer field, at least not directly on us. And then Monroe School up on the Mesa, where we kind of set up right in the middle next to their cafeteria, or their library and their cafeteria. And then Cleveland Elementary School, up on the hill. This is a makeup for the one we had this last Monday, was it, that got rained out. So that's a pretty nice overview of Santa Barbara. So it's a pretty view down, even if it's a little light polluted. That one, the cloud forecast looks not so great for, but we'll give it a try. Then second Saturday every month, of course, the Star Party. So we'll have a planning meeting at 4 and the Star Party at 6. We've been starting earlier because the museum's been advertising it as starting at dusk. So we will revert back to our 7 o'clock time probably next month. Then March is the time goes ahead, so we have to wait until a little later till it gets dark. But Tuesday the 13th up in San Ynez at San Ynez Elementary, which is the one on the west side of this big parcel. On the east side is San Ynez Charter Elementary, and then there's San Ynez Elementary, which is the one on the western side. We set up in their central courtyard, and they actually turn the lights down a fair amount there, so it's pretty dark. And then third Friday of every month, public telescope night at Westmont. Even if the big scope isn't working, it's still impressive to look at it, and we'll have the eyeball scopes. And then every year in late spring, or early spring, you get a chance to do all 110 Messier objects in one night, Messier Marathon. So we usually hold that up at the Winchester Canyon Gun Club on the shotgun range, which is the one that's up and on the right, past the main entrance to the gun club. Don't try to get there and set up before 8 p.m. because they're allowed to be shooting there until sundown. So and they have like a new regime there that hasn't been as friendly to us as previous regimes. So they're kind of really, if you show up and they might anyway. I don't think they'll shoot at you, but they might tell you you can't come in until someone shows up who's a member. So anyway, and then Tuesday the 20th, spring, and then third Tuesday of the month for this year, Telescope Tuesday, Community Rail Marketplace, nowhere near dark, but we get a lot of victims. And then Thursday the 22nd, fifth graders at Hope School. We did Hope School just the end of last month. But we're doing a special one for their fifth graders who are studying astronomy. For the science night, we set up in their main courtyard, which is pretty bright, but for this one, we go back onto the playground, where it's much darker. And so that's continuing on past the main entryway parking lot and going up and around. And then on Friday the 23rd, we're going to be back at Westmont, but this is for the Santa Barbara Power Squadron, so that's like a boat club. And they were pretty interested last year, so it should be a pretty good one. So that's outreach. Thank you. One more thing, coming up, end of May every year, Memorial Day, so not quite the very end of May this year, is RTMC Riverside Telescope Makers Conference up in Big Bear. And Martin has a whole bunch of brochures, they're from last year, but they give you an idea of the kind of stuff that goes on and how to register and where to camp and stuff like that, huh?
Were you going to say something about refreshments?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of outreach, if you help out at 6 outreaches, you get a nice little pin for the Night Sky Network, plus you get your membership extended for a year. But now we're also going to extend membership credit for foodies. So it's incentive to sign up on the foodie list that just went around. If you miss that chance, go grab it again, and you get an outreach credit for bringing food. Thank you.
Be sure to do one.
It's more like inreach than outreach.
Paul, anything to ask?
Can you go back to the events calendar?
Events, okay. There, okay.
You scroll down so you can see the past. As you can see, I've got newsletters on here. All the newsletters going back to 2007. I'm going to end up taking some of those off there. So anybody who wants any of the copy of the newsletters, I'm going to probably take them off all the way back to
Why do you want to take them off, Paul?
room.
In this, really? We're running out of room at HostGator?
Well, we don't have a whole lot, and it's getting to be a little much there. So I'm thinking about maybe going back to 2010. Anything after that, if you want a copy of it, go ahead and it's just a link, and we'll download it, and you can save it if you want it. The other thing I'm working on right now is click on the store.
There, okay.
So as Pat mentioned earlier, we're going to be changing a lot of these images just because a lot of the clothing is now going to, the logos are going to be in color. And then the other thing is I'm going to hopefully get PayPal buttons on here so that people can order anything and pay with PayPal. And if you're local, of course, there's no shipping. You can just pick it up here, but we're going to try and market. Go ahead.
Would PayPal work for joining the club?
Yeah. Yeah, I can put a button. I can put a button on there on the front page. Join the club, and all they have to do is fill in their information, and
Great.
they can join the club that way too. But I have to get in contact with PayPal and find out because Tim Wittenberg did something goofy a long time ago. It's a nightmare. We
One,
want-
one quick fix, on the very front page, there's a little banner about Telescope Tuesday, and it still says First Tuesday, we've moved to third. Just, it's minor, but
Where is
on the
it?
very front page,
This is the front page.
Go to home.
go to home. Oh, there we go, right there. So we've gone to
Oh,
third.
okay, okay.
No biggie, but.
All right, I can fix that, I just gotta go in and redo the graphics on that. Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
Just to mention, that there's other pages there that Paul set up for lots of links to astronomy information, so
Oh,
that's,
yeah, go back
that's
up
I think
to,
the link page, lots of,
yeah, there's-
lots,
if you
lots of
go to-
things there.
I mean, there's all
Pictures from club members.
kinds of stuff on here.
Places to spend money.
And of course, if you want to contact
All the
somebody,
Android apps and all the, there's all the apps for, Android, and if you scroll down, there's, all the good apps for, iPad and iPhone.
We have Sky Safari.
and also just to
Yeah, they
remind,
just came out with a new version now that, is pretty cool, it will talk to you. And you can talk to it.
and to remind people also, there's a forum on here. If you want to ask a question, you can find a topic to put your question under. If you get a login, Paul will give you a login. If you, how do they do that, Paul? How do they ask to
Oh, you
register?
just-
Oh, register. You have to
You
register.
have to register, and you just, name and email address, and it has to be approved. And
Set up your account so that you know when something new is on the classifieds page. I tend to record the radio programs that we have the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, and I put them under outreach and events. And you can actually play back the recording there of the radio show. And you can see we've had 25 hits since 2 weeks ago. So it's probably Google's all 25, but it's one way. And sometimes I'll put notes down to kind of quickly summarize what was said, but the notes are really bad, so don't go by the notes. You should listen to the program, which is attached, so you can download the attached program and then play it back and listen to it as you want to. So it's kind of a good way to go.
Could you go back to contacts, please?
Contacts is right here.
This has the email address of each of the contact people, the big wigs at this club. And it also has a listing of what each position does. We do need a secretary. This may look like it's really complicated, but it's not. It's one of those things that it doesn't get all thrown at you at the same time. It's just you work into it, and you would not be alone. There are people in this club who have done these positions.
His name is Colin Taylor.
So, please.
He's
think
a
about that.
how-to manual.
And also, we're gonna need a vice president, because our current vice president is running away to Caltech.
It's a long commute.
Not if we put a ball and chain on it.
People any ideas?
And-
Telling me I'm pushing for it.
And there is a Twitter account if you want to track Santa Barbara AU on Twitter. You can. Sometimes I try to put notices up there, what's happening, of main meetings at least, and so that might be helpful.
And in regards to that little banner picture on the top, the new Ritz-Carlton Bacara just contacted us yesterday, just set up every Thursday in the summer, so.
All right. That's at the Bacara there, yeah. So
You
that
call
is
it
that's what it looks
$1,000
like when we
right?
set up our telescope.
Free room for volunteers?
All right, Adrian, back to you.
Alright, well, thank you officers for helping keep our club running. And remember that if the weather is cloudy or any viewing events are canceled. So with that business portion of our meeting done, I will introduce our featured lecturer for the night, Dr. Niti Arora, who is a spacecraft and mission formulation engineer at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena. Dr. Arora attended Punjab Engineering College, where he obtained his bachelor's degree in civil engineering, and later earned his PhD in aerospace engineering from Georgia Institute of Technology. In addition to his mission formulation work, he is a spacecraft engineer for the Psyche mission explore the metal asteroid 16 Psyche. Tonight he will be presenting on a mission concept over 2 years in the making to use the sun's gravitational field as an enormously powerful telescope, allowing high-resolution imaging of distant objects as never before, as well as some other goals of the Psyche mission. So without further ado, please welcome Dr. Nathan Aurora.